So can you guys can hear Charis's stream, like Ostranauts stream, right?
I can't hear anything.
I'm on Twitch, and it says we're setting up on Twitch, and
Yeah.
it doesn't look live yet.
Oh,
Okay.
I can change it. Hang on. Look. Hey.
I'm getting the 3 to 4 second echo on Twitch, so I think that part's working.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious to hear whether you can hear the game audio in Discord or not.
I can hear the game audio. Yes.
That's so good.
I
that's
can't,
so
and
good.
I don't know why.
Can you should check the volume. Mine was low. I think Charis's stream volume is like maybe a little low, so you have to turn your Discord volume all the way up.
Okay.
Oh, I could.
Hey, is that a wild Mike Laidlaw in the Twitch?
Ooh,
Yeah, it looks like. I don't know if you can hear us, but hi, Mike, if you're there.
Does the audio sound okay? Is everyone kind of the same volume? Is that what's happening?
I'm so used to being the only Michael. I was like, guys, what are you talking about? I'm not Michael.
Can't hear the game. Okay,
so-
I can turn the game up.
Oh, you're seeing it too. Okay.
I can turn it
So
up.
are we also on Steam? So I'm on the Steam page.
Oh no,
Yeah,
we're
no.
not on Steam currently. That'll be an old stream if you see one there.
That's a decoy stream.
It's a decoy. Great.
False. Yeah, we only
I'm
do...
gonna be Mike Laidlaw.
There is
Oh,
only
I'm
one Mike Laidlaw.
Spartacus.
Okay.
There is a
how-
Mark Laidlaw though too, isn't there?
There is a Mark Laidlaw. He wrote Half-Life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another
I see those streams
question-
cross on Twitter frequently.
Another question I have is, can you see my Discord overlay on the gameplay? That's streaming?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's kind of good because then people can see who's talking, and I didn't actually need to do that graphic in the bottom of the screen.
No,
Okay,
well,
cool.
now they know. Now they know what we look like. At least they know what Dan and I look like. Michael
Well,
and
you
Chris look the same, which is
I was
just
gonna say,
little
I think
smileys.
you've captured my likeness impressively. I've never seen my grey face so realistically rendered.
Yeah.
It's the huge chin that really does it for me.
Yeah. We might be related, Chris.
Well, you're both down under, right? So
Oh.
Yeah, it's the gravity has squished us flat.
Okay.
Is there like animosity between Kiwis and Australian people, or no?
Wow.
Oh.
Okay, never mind. We'll talk about this another time.
We've managed to keep it limited for several years, but it's about time we had it out, Chris.
True.
I only know about it from the way they make fun of it on Flight of the Conchords, where he like dates an Australian woman or whatever.
Oh no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
We're just really upset that they got Lord of the Rings and they look so cool on the world stage. And meanwhile, what have we got? We're still
Mad
renting
Max,
on
you
a
got
lot of-
You got
Mad Max.
Mad Max, and you have
got Mad
Wake
Max.
you have Wake and Fright. You know the movie Wake and Fright?
I do know Wake and Fright. That's one of
Yeah.
my favorite scenes in cinema in it, where some guy goes into a pub and they're like, "Hey, have a beer," and he's like, "No, I don't want a beer." And they just, like, it's like quietly just a really brilliant satire of Australian drinking culture, which is awful.
So who
Also,
needs Lord of the
don't
Rings when you have
overlook
Wake and
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Oh, can't, of course.
That's a
But still,
classic, I mean.
but see, like the New Zealanders had one good movie, and now we want it. You know, that's how it works.
Mm.
You guys got Crocodile Dundee as well. I mean, does anyone remember that?
Of course.
I'm trying to forget.
Your time was the 80s, Australia. Move over.
Yeah, that's
And
very
don't you
true.
also? Oh no, is that guy American? Who's the famous crocodile guy? You know.
Steve
Oh,
Irwin. Steve Irwin. R.I.P.
Yeah.
I think he was Australian, right?
He was Australian, yeah.
Yeah. What a
Oh,
neat dude.
crikey.
That's him. Is he here? Is Steve Irwin like
He is
like a
in the
Ouija
chat.
board?
Yeah.
He's
Is this
with all
Steve
of us.
Irwin here?
He's with all Australians.
Okay. I don't know how many.
What?
You guys are gonna have to keep me updated as always, because this is gonna be a weird one. Because usually I man the chat and send out the notice, and now I have to depend on you guys to do that.
Oh, so should we tweet out the notice? Have you done that yet?
I think
Do you
I can
wanna
do
do that?
the notice on Twitter and then the announcements here. So
That'd be neat. I don't think Discord people
start
have woken
firing
up
that
to the
away.
fact that this is happening yet.
Yeah, we have like 7 folks on Twitch, but I think probably just from channel notices. I don't think we've put out the signal yet.
We like, what are we looking at? What's on screen right now?
What do you mean?
This is the control panel. I don't know who drew it. They're good though, whoever they are. I always like about this screen the fact that it's a cool detail that everything's like mounted down, you know, like the pencils and the pliers and
true.
such.
Doesn't
Because
fly off in 0G.
exactly, like
I was
if you
thinking
like
about that the other
hit the
day
gas.
with the manual, because I was like, why is the manual so it doesn't float away?
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
If you were to take off, a pencil like that can become a high-speed projectile and just go right through your hull, I guess.
Yeah, who needs space guns when you have space pencils that could be used as
Yeah.
weapons?
Which makes me certain that mug over there is magnetic, I would guess.
Oh, sure.
Good point.
Hmm.
It reminds
And
me
that little
that,
dinosaur, I don't know.
One of so you know that old adage about how the Americans spent millions of dollars developing space pens, and then the Russians use pencils.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
American over engineering. But then there's a thing of like, well, actually, the graphite in the pencils would like flake off in space and get into the air filtration, and it was a really bad idea to use lead or graphite pencils in space.
So we win, is what you're saying.
I think that's conclusively yes. We can say that the Americans have won the space race. Space equipment.
specifically because of the pencil race.
The South Africa has really won, really, because of Elon Musk. You know, that's the true end of the space race.
He's Canadian, isn't he?
Oh, I thought no, he's South
Oh
African,
no,
isn't
he's
he?
South African.
He's South African.
He was born in South Africa, but then he went to Canada, and that's where he got his where he went to university.
I thought
They
for some
had
reason
a
he
big-
was born in Canada and went to South Africa and then back to Canada, but I could be.
It's possible.
It's some
His
of my
family-
Canadian
his
nationalism running
family-
off on me.
His family are like South African, like jewel miners or something. But they had a
Something
huge
is not
win.
good.
What are we looking
I
at here?
think.
What's this
Oh,
on
sorry,
screen?
sorry.
What are we doing right
Sorry,
now?
I was just slowly started doing this because usually when we play, we end up doing all the things over here and then never really getting to like, I don't know, other things like socializing or building anything. So I've just slowly snuck in and I'm just customizing this person and.
Should probably explain the 2000 as well, like because
Oh yeah,
you might
so
think it's like super retro.
I thought it
Yeah.
was super retro. Is it not super retro?
I guess it is. It's not really for the year though. So what happened was we reached milestones for Reddit and Discord like during the same kind of week. So they both like hit. So Discord hit 2K and then Reddit hit 3K, and we were like, hey, we should probably do something cool for that. And so Dan, was it you that came up with the idea of glasses? I think so, right?
I had some role in it. I don't know if I was the progenitor of the idea.
I don't know who said glasses first, but
The
slowly...
hive mind
I did. It was me.
It was you.
pulling his weight over there.
Yeah. And then we went to Chico, who worked on kind of like doing Neo Scavenger Extended, and they'd already been working on putting kind of custom items into the game for their own mod. And now we have these funky glasses, and then we also have the ones that are like the 3K ones. There we go.
Oh, sick! I haven't seen those. That's
Have you not
awesome.
seen these? Oh man.
No, this is awesome.
Yeah. We're pretty stoked about them. And then like I was like looking online to see if we could actually make real ones. Not to sell or anything, but just like for fun. You can kind of get like real ones that kind of like move the kind of like 8-bit stuff like across the glasses on Amazon. It's like, oh, maybe I should get those.
I think somebody sent me a link to those, and I was looking at them, and I was like, that looks tempting. Just do some pixel art to throw on some of your grandma visors while you're driving.
So for folks just joining us, we are doing another developer stream of Ostranauts, which we've been doing every 2-3 weeks at this point. And Charis is driving this week, our social media manager, Charis. And we have here pretty much the full, I guess, the full dev crew at this point.
You have a
Starting
super
with-
fan in chat on Twitch, Charis. Brett's here.
Oh, is Brett here? Oh, amazing. Oh, hi, Brett. Yeah.
We have
currently-
Dan as well,
Yeah.
and
Dan.
Michael, a writer and dev,
Hey,
and
yeah.
Chris,
Hey.
another dev.
And out of everyone.
So right now we're still in
I've-
character creation right now, right?
We are. So I just went over to the sync, and I've got Ellie Wong as my character, and I'm going to go over to career, and we're probably going to go through this pretty quickly. So I'm not going to read any of this. So I suppose if you kind of want to get involved and find out more about the lore, you kind of go through it yourself, or kind of maybe look at some Let's Plays and stuff on YouTube. Because if we
All the
read
words
everything
matter,
out-
just FYI.
yeah, every single one of them. I think if we read it all out, we'd be here for quite a while. So I'm going by my own personal decisions that I usually do, which is, I've told this to Dan, I think if you almost always choose hacking, you usually turn out pretty well.
Pretty safe, yeah.
I don't know if that goes for real life, but I think it goes for a game.
Do we have any hackers in the audience? How's that handout?
You either
Or
work
you
for
run for,
Anonymous or for the CIA. Those are the two directions for hackers.
That's right. Go to jail and then work for the CIA.
So this section, it's like several years of you building up enough money to actually get a salvage pod that you can use to go find a derelict. So all this stuff follows through with you into the game, including how much money you have and who you meet and such. So Charis is here busily making enemies with Melissa Dunlop. And she's a manager. Oh, Charis, enemy of all managers. two managers. Two managers you've pissed off.
Anti-establishment.
3 if you count Dan.
I mean, I don't mind if I've pissed them off, just because I want to get as much money as humanly possible. That was my aim here, and I feel like I did pretty well.
That's a pretty good haul.
You have a lot. If you get over 10K, that's about as high as you can get, I think.
Well, I think this is the thing, and I think maybe Dan's probably going to change it now, so I wouldn't go off of this. But I think I may have hacked the system by just choosing hack every time, almost always, and realizing that I get money. But don't do that at home.
It's so meta.
You also made a bunch of enemies, so I guess it depends what you're looking for.
Yeah, when that, I think Dan's currently working on, I guess you all are working on getting kind of criminal activity and repercussions into the game, in which case I'm going to be somewhat screwed. But until then,
we want those enemies to pay off eventually. Right now, there isn't a whole lot they'll do except stonewall you in conversation, but I was thinking even today, one of the things we want to kind of tinker with is, like, if you have to establish a relationship with like a black market fixer or something to offload hot goods, a really great way for those enemies to kind of throw a wrench in the works is for them to harm that relationship. So you go to sell your stuff and then it turns out one of your enemies has been meddling with your reputation or something. So wouldn't it be cool if, well, it wouldn't be great. You'd be kind of frustrated if that happened, but it's like, your enemy really, really can pull some strings behind the scenes if we set things up right.
Okay. I don't really know what to go for here. I always go for charismatic, just 'cause it's got my name in it. I do the same thing in Fallout as well. I'm just like, sure, I'm doing that. Maybe that says something bad about me. I think we're gonna go for...
You're the only person I've seen clear out your trait list first.
Yeah,
and you said you wanted that as a feature, which now I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it. I know. I guess it's
don't tell me who I am.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, hey, come on. I may be a hacker, but I don't want to be fragile. I'll be a glutton.
Clearly, your ego is fragile.
Hey, no, I'm humble. I'm gonna be a liar, and
How do we know?
Just a humble, gluttonous liar.
yeah, you know.
Hey, Cyrus has joined us.
Trusting.
Hey, Cyrus.
Cyrus, welcome.
Why is stubborn a good trait, Dan?
It's a little bit random right now,
Okay, okay.
but the opposite of stubborn is pushover, which is definitely bad.
Humble gluttonous liar. Did I really eat all these pies? I had help.
Okie dokie. So we've got some decent things going on here.
So this is your starting equipment, and you always want to have a pressure suit, obviously, because you're about to go into space there. So I'd always recommend putting that on before you leave character creation, and then you can buy some equipment here to get going.
Yeah. What I did, so I've been doing kind of like test playthroughs because I've been very nervous about flying in front of people.
You're not putting off flying, are you?
No, of course
Let's
I'll get
spend
to
some
it.
time explaining each item, just because.
Yeah, no, let's just go through this entire list. Has anyone heard of a crowbar before? But last time I played, I forgot hole patches. And I was like, oh, this is.
Well,
this was a
I suffered a lot of abuse for buying so many hole patches when I was playing because Naiba and other expert shipbuilders were saying, why would you ever use a hole patch? You can just do full repairs. And so apparently for the experts, they don't even use patches. But for me, I like the quick patch. I like the way it looks too. I think it's cool.
I mean, I could really. Wait, should I do that? Probably not. Probably not. I probably shouldn't do that.
Do what? Ava suit?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of money. I don't know if there's actually much that I need to spend on right now. I might get another lamp just in case. Let's get some of these.
So-
Oh wait, you started with the Miuria intake and you had all the money, so you have a lot of money.
I do. I have a lot of money. And yet for some
There's
reason
like
I
the
can
fire
only buy.
extinguisher too. Have you got one of those?
Have I got what? Sorry.
Fire extinguisher?
Oh, I don't have a fire extinguisher. I don't think. Where is it? Up here.
You can use that as a weapon as well, right?
Against a crate? We don't have fighting yet.
Oh, right.
But that question comes up a lot, and it's worth me answering it here if anybody's wondering. We do eventually plan to have things like personnel combat. Conversations are going to devolve into fistfights at some point, or maybe even gunfights. And then ship-to-ship combat is probably also on the table, just not yet.
Is there anything advisable that I should buy? I think I've got everything I need. Right?
Helmet?
Pretty
Oh,
well
there's your
kitted
helmet
out to
there.
me.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. All right then.
I think you're ready to retire, actually.
I mean, I don't really need to play the game. I don't know why we're going into space when I'm doing so well here.
Do you know
Please, Dad, don't
which
change
pod you
it.
got? Did you maybe you should put on your helmet in case you got that?
Oh, I didn't. I
pod?
got the good pod, but I'll put on my helmet
Okay,
anyway.
okay.
Just for the vibes, you know.
So are the pressure chutes still always open to, or they still closed all the time when you're like inside them? Like if you put them on, will you slowly run out of oxygen?
Yes.
Okay, here we are. Should I take my help? Well, maybe not. I should probably.
This is the start of the actual game, right? So we're out of character creation. This is. Yeah, you can feel the music kick in too.
Yep, the swell of music. You started. You're off.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So this is one of the better ships. Is it the best ship, Dan, that you can get at the moment?
It's the best thing you can start with right now.
Okay, I'm really off to a good start then.
Still really love the graphics. I really think they're pretty.
Can we zoom in a little bit there and just
Oh, what did you want to zoom in on?
darken? Just zoom in on the characters, a bit of the detail.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah. So
Cyrus
this
is
is
asking
And
if we have a new
also-
HUD on the helmet, and we do.
We've got a little manual.
The pressure
here
suit now
too.
has a gauge.
Crash.
Check
Yeah, I was
this
reading through this
out.
the other day. It's so cool.
Yeah, and also if you guys don't want that anymore, you can just hit escape, and it's here. I don't think a lot of people know that for some reason. Let's head
It's
back.
always an escape key away.
Okay, and now here's the bit we've been avoiding. Okay, let me just crack my knuckles, like. Okay.
So at least in the current iteration, you're always starting here outside of OKLG station, and there's a junkyard of derelicts all around you here, and you have your little navigation console here that you can use to fly your salvage pod that Charis is going to do here to try to find a derelict she likes to fix it up.
Does anyone have any specific one they want me to go for? Obviously, we don't really know.
Do you guys usually go to a big group, or do you go to the one that's just floating out on its lonesome as your first preference?
I like being near the clusters.
For me, it doesn't matter because wherever I go, I miss and I wind up somewhere else.
Yeah. In that way, maybe aiming for a cluster is best.
Yeah.
I'll like avoid the cops sometimes. I don't know.
But yeah, look how
Cyrus
cool
says
this
he
is.
does clusters typically. Chico wants to remind us that full repairs are too easy and we need to make scraps harder to come by.
Yeah, that's definitely on our mind, Chico. The whole economy actually has been on our mind a whole lot in the last couple of weeks in terms of what's easy to get, what's hard to get, and then how you can transform that stuff into cash.
Harder economy confirmed.
Yeah, without spoiling too much. I think people will appreciate that coming
Quote
soon.
unquote appreciate.
Yeah, exactly. You guys are going to love when the game gets way harder.
Oh, don't. This is all because I started with £10,000, isn't it? Is this what it is, Dan?
Yes.
No.
This
I've ruined it.
you
for
have red
everybody.
flagged our balancing test.
Oh, God. Okay. Also, what's the reference with my ship name? Michael, you'll know, won't
I
you?
believe that's a Simpsons reference, but I need to investigate. But
What's it called?
Iron helps us play. I have a feeling that at one point was Ion, as like a really terrible pun, but
I don't
yeah.
recognize the Simpsons reference. Iron helps us.
So it's one of the, remember when Bart he gets terrified by his new bed and he sees like a series of talking heads floating above him as he's sleeping, or he's about to trying to fall asleep. One of them is the Flanders kids going, "Iron helps us play." I don't know why this is here.
Okay. It has no reference to what's going on here, but it's great anyway.
It's an Easter egg. You have to go look it up.
Yeah. Well, you know, part of the reason why I would put something like that in there was this kind of, you know, unspoken assurance that I would never have to explain it on a live stream.
Actually, we've been talking.
And there on the right there.
Say that again, Chris.
You're about to run out of oxygen and pass out there? What's going on with that?
Well.
First crisis of the game.
Oh, don't do this. I think it's because it only has the amount of oxygen that you. Oh, no, where is it? There you go. Okay, well, thank you for bringing my attention to that. And now we'll head back here to where
So
we
many
could
ways
be
to die in this
crashing.
game, it's crazy.
Or are we okay? We're fine. Okay.
I actually
didn't
think
crash
that flashing indicator is pretty conservative. I've pushed it a bit to see.
Do we need an audio cue there?
No, I think it's fine. Well, we could, but I think it's kind of cool just to have a little visual.
Oh, the other thing I was wanting to ask is there a way that we could like make it so that the pressure helmet, you could like open a valve on it so it could air breathe when it's in an environment, but then you turn it off when you want to go into a derelict? Does that sound like a thing that would be on those helmets?
Just like a vent, basically, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
An exchange vent. Actually, there's something related to that I'd like to do, and maybe that should be part of it. Like we have O2 bottles, we have canisters of O2 and N2 and stuff like that, and it seems likely you should be able to just plug into one of those and cycle your air. And what I expect in a case like that is the bad air goes out some vent in the back of your suit and the good air comes in from the bottle.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, why doesn't the suit just do that with the room you're in too? on demand, of course, not
Oh
randomly.
no, please don't
Well,
do
the
that.
suits would have to be smart enough to do that, and maybe the pressure suit's not smart like that, but the EVA suit is, right?
The
It's all-
EVA
it's all
suit
human.
kind of does that anyway. It does scrubbing on its own, somewhat hand wavily, but the pressure suit, yeah, like if you had a pressurized bottle hooked up to it, I bet you could just cycle the O2 in and use the overpressure to pump out the back. But if you had no
on,
bottle to
Cars.
kind of drive it, what's that?
You gotta hit clamp.
Oh,
Oh no,
good
did it
job,
not
good
do
job.
it?
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh god,
There
don't
it
do that to me.
Nice job, everybody. Golf clap
It's
for
okay.
Charis. Good,
Thank
good
you.
successful docking.
Tapping into my mic.
Okay.
Chico on the chat is saying that instead of having an alarm for the O2, maybe we should just have gasping noises like you can't breathe.
Why
It'd
is
be really unnerving, he says.
What's happening? Why is there beeping right now?
You can override that alarm if you just go to your nav station and click override. I think.
Why is the nav station beeping though?
You parked next to another ship, I think.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh no, it's the cops actually.
Oh, they can't do anything to me right now though, can they?
Not current. Not in this patch.
Oh
Okay,
no.
well that's disconcerting. Nope, please leave.
Just clear the alarm and leave. They're gonna.
I love that image. It's so cool.
It is really cool.
Okie dokie. Right. We're fine. We've made it here, and we're gonna go get some stuff that we can sell. That's the plan.
Yeah, for any new folks here, we just docked on one of these ships out in the ship junkyard. That whole interface was a docking ring, 2 docking rings clamping,
do I
and
need to
now
eat?
we're going to go into the other ship and see what's over there. It's kind of a procedural generation thing, so nobody can really know until we walk in.
You're just stocking up on Nacho Fiesta before you head on to the ship.
Yeah. Are they not?
Don't scavenge on an empty stomach.
Are they not disappearing, or are they? Why am I humiliated? After is this not the sort of food that my character's into? Is that what's happening?
I can't believe I ate Nacho Fiesta.
Why you're humiliated?
Yeah.
I don't know
so
why you're still hungry if
embarrassed.
you just ate.
Oh.
Did you allow yourself to finish eating?
I think you didn't finish eating. Yeah.
Oh, did I not finish? Well, hang on a second. Let's just.
Maybe that's you tried eating and you got halfway and you're like, I can't do this to myself.
You tried
Maybe
to cue
it's-
things up and you just interrupted yourself. You're like, I drink? No. Eat? No.
Oh.
I just won't eat. I'm too nervous.
Sounds like me. Too nervous. Yeah. Maybe eating with a helmet is hard. That's a good point. I can see some of the comments coming up in the corner of my screen.
Instructions unclear. Nacho Fiesta all over faceplate.
Yeah,
Okay.
take off the helmet first, maybe.
Future Food is not responsible for any mishaps involved while trying to force Nacho Fiesta through a faceplate.
Okay, so far this isn't looking great, I'll be honest with you. It looks like a lot of
I see lots of stuff to pick up.
Yeah, it doesn't look great.
Yeah, not the
These people did
happiest.
not take good care of it.
Okay, let's just patch that up with one of my many patches that I bought with my millions and millions of dollars.
Naiba be damned, we're patching for days.
Look, I've got at least 10 of them. That should be enough. Okay. Is this not gonna...
The other spaces are like, look at Ellie Wong coming in here with her millions of dollars, doing the job that we do on nothing.
When in doubt,
Wait,
tear the door off the hinges.
okay. Am I not gonna...
Did you
be-
just accelerate time then? You just cut
Yeah.
time?
I
quicker.
cut forward because it takes quite a while to do a lot of things. Can I pick this up? Can
You
I...
could, it would
It
be heavy.
maybe doesn't take enough time to uninstall a door, given the lock is there to stop you from getting through. I was thinking about that the other day. It's like if it only takes 20 seconds
Hold
to
on a sec.
cut your way through a door, that might need balancing. So
Well, is
I'm-
it cutting or is it actually uninstalling? Because uninstalling would take like.
Is that any better?
Several days. Yeah.
How big are doors in...
Like if I would have
inventories?
removed my door from my frame, well, I wouldn't know how. But it would take a while.
I think it's a little more than popping a few hinge bolts. So-
Yes.
Ah. Well, that's... We'll just patch that. Am I going to infuriate people by
there's
just making
holes
a
in
little
the
red carpet for myself with patches?
Don't mind if I do.
Ah, What should I be
This new floor graphic.
really looking for? What things are the most expensive?
I see some flight crates right there that I'd immediately look into.
Oh yeah.
Usually when I get on a derelict, I'm like, does it have a reactor? Does it have an intake regulator, which you don't have to worry about because you have one? And then like, does it have both fuel tanks you need? So like helium and D2O heavy water.
That's why I bash it. Oh.
Getting a lot of
So
stories out of this crate.
Did I just get a story there? So now I can tell
Yeah.
those
Do
people.
you
when I
remember
meet
that
them.
time that you bashed open the crate when you could have just opened it?
Oh, Ellie's talking about the crate again.
It's the pride of her life.
Guys, you're not going to believe this crate story. Oh, God.
I think
It's
we
really
will believe it,
I think
Ellie.
we will, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Ooh, that's the story. There was another crate inside.
Was there a crate inside the crate?
Actually, that is pretty amazing. Crate inside the crate.
Is there any difference
And then
in me bashing it compared to cutting it open? Will I get more or better things for this?
No, what's inside the crate is predetermined.
Oh, okay.
And if I had to guess, this one's going to be empty. But
Oh, spoilers.
spoiler alert. Yeah, a crate inside a crate is usually empty. 'Cause it's a
Chico calls
bug.
that crateception, apparently. Quite sure how to pronounce that word, to be honest. Crateception.
Ooh.
I think you got it.
Take
Crateception.
you. Okay. I got a little O2 bottle. I'll take that. Right. Well, you've got some.
You got a
nice
little
floor
flashing light in
tiles
the
here.
corner again.
Flash of. Oh, okay. Now what do I do? Do I just. How do we do things?
Well, I
You
wouldn't
have to
take
go
your
back.
helmet off here.
Oh, I wasn't going to.
Um,
But do I have to head back into? Do I have to head back into my ship and then put it on again? Is that what I need to do?
Yeah, like if you go back into a place that has oxygen, kind of like take off your helmet, it'll kind of like replenish your microenvironment, and you can go back out.
Okay, cool.
I love the normal mapping on those new floors. It's so cool.
Oh yeah, there's a whole new like tile set you might not have seen, Michael.
Yeah, I had a quick squiz at it when I was playing it through recently, but yeah, like I just have to, every time I see it, I'm like, look at the light, look at the light.
The texture.
I'm just gonna lose a few things.
When you pop off your helmet to get more air, try eating again, because I think you still haven't eaten because the helmet has been on.
Okay.
Probably
Chico
hangry.
says too, if you pick up a crate, then you can use that as extra inventory storage.
Okay. Let's give that a go.
It's a
Oh,
pro
there you
tip
go.
from the Neo Scavenger days. Always pick up containers and use them.
Yep.
Don't mind me. I'm just very hungry. Oh, now I'm fine.
Did you see the Twitter post recently, Dan? It was like somebody posted
Yes.
like, a cockpit with like 500 pockets.
Yes.
Like Neo Scavenger epic loot.
I would be tempted to buy that just to see. 'Cause, yeah.
Can you imagine, dude? You just have so many bottles. It'd be the best.
And they're just all filled with ketchup packets.
Yeah, one
Gummy-
for each day
gummy-
of the week.
gummy
each day of
bears.
the year, even. Smarter NPCs
helmet.
says, I need to play
I've
this
already got the helmet
again.
on.
It has been
Don't
months.
worry.
Yes,
Okay,
play it
you're
again.
good. You're good. Sorry, you
Okay.
scared me.
Hi, Smarter NPCs. Welcome to the stream. Awesome.
Okay. Right, back down the red carpet. We do have some nice
Hey, Smarter
tiles.
NPC.
I would like maybe some of these tiles. I think the orange just looks so good in people's ships. What have we got going on over here?
And they're corner tiles as well. I didn't even notice that. There's like tile, what do you call it? When the tiles sort of like go over the lines of the, they merge with the other styles.
Hmm. Yeah, this is a matched set. It's the Mobile Space Systems Orange Way, I think. Mobile Space Systems is what we've decided is kind of like an aftermarket coach builder company that does sort of sport luxury style interiors.
Cool.
Oh, so this one has double intake regulators, and those are those two blue things. For those who don't know, that's your powers your RCS, basically your like how you move in local space. And then we also have two big fuel tanks. So this is a pretty sweet engine room, but we don't have a reactor because I know where it's supposed to be and I didn't see
This
it.
is a really good ship in really bad shape.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Ah, okay.
All the information about the corporations and things is on the wiki too, isn't it? So you can go and read up and find out more information about the backstory as well, right?
A good chunk of them for sure.
Most of them, yeah. I don't know if Mobile Space Systems is on there yet, but
No.
certainly some of the other builders are.
I don't think it would let me patch that floor because it was by the doors. I don't know. Okay.
Oh, you don't have a structure cutter?
Apparently not.
No,
Check
I
your
think
inventory.
you just left it on the ship. I think you have a couple torches.
Oh, did I?
I don't know. Hit I.
Oh, it's not with you, so it's maybe back on the ship.
Oh no, sorry guys, we're gonna have to go back.
Two drill, no torch.
I was gonna say the airlock warning makes more sense now. It wouldn't let you walk all the way back there, open the airlock, and vent your ship to get the torch, unless you manually did it step by step.
No, that's not what I want to do.
Chico says he usually lines his entire main inventory with crates just to carry stuff around.
Okay.
Were you born in a tent?
I think that means close the airlock. I'm not sure. It might be an Australian thing because like airborne and tents over there
No,
apparently.
it is
I'm not sure.
closed, isn't it?
Well, we prefer to live in tents exclusively when we can, but yeah.
I've heard it. Were you born in a barn?
Ah,
Oh, yeah,
so we haven't
that
got
makes more sense.
barns over here yet. We're still waiting on them.
You're gonna love barns, dude.
I mean, if I don't know what could convince me to get away from my tent, but I'll definitely give it a try.
It might be a barn. You might be surprised.
Okay. And then
Chico
have-
points out that the doors might have a bug with airflow or walking on holes in the floor beneath the door. I was aware of the air one, but not the walking one, so it sounds like we have one to add to the list.
oh, okay. Cool. We're finding things. Maybe not things that we can sell, but things that we can fix. Oh, so it just I didn't press anything. They just did it automatically.
I think it was queued up from before, probably.
Hey, neat. That's cool.
Dan, what are your thoughts on how sometimes there's like a pile of stuff over top of a hole? I mean, like an HOLE hole.
It wasn't supposed to be allowed because it's not like a valid walk spot.
Right. That's why I get confused. Because I'll be like, why can't I walk here? And then it's like, oh, maybe. And then you have to kind of like clear all the trash before you find the gaps.
Yeah. It's one of those things where like, so it's a bug, and I think what happened is the trash was there first, and then something damaged the floor, like whatever auto damage happens to generate a derelict, it damaged the floor afterwards. And then in the long term, it may end up just being this way after all because there's 0G and it's just floating there above the hole in the floor.
Right.
But yeah, it's kind of like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But not a big enough issue that I was like, we have to solve this now.
I'm just gonna take this bed. I don't think it's gonna fit on my ship properly, but you know, this is gonna take ages.
It's taking that long to uninstall the bed.
It takes a very long time to uninstall beds.
I thought they were
We
supposed
spent
to
a
be
lot of
fast.
time trying to get out of it. It's very
I'm stuck in it again.
Okay. I don't know if I saw anything particularly valuable that I should be keeping.
Well, you could take, for example, the nav station or any of the pieces of the reactor in case the next
Oh,
ship
I
you
need to
find
get
is
a
missing
crate.
those things.
I need to get a crate, don't I, so that I can store more valuable things in it. Oh, sorry, pressed that by mistake.
Only there were some crates on this ship.
If only there were. Did we not have some? Did I killed the crates, didn't I? So
I think you cut a hole in one, bashed the other, and I'm not sure what happened to the third one.
Right. I regret my
It
previous
was
decisions.
spectacular display of strength.
Well, yeah, you
That's
don't
where
have a
the story
crate, but
came
you
from.
do have that story.
I do have that story. That's very true. So I can't take that nav station back with me, can I? Because I don't have enough space. That's a bit annoying. I I did a dumb thing. Okay. Well, I'm just taking these bits of aluminium. Do we all say it differently?
I'll allow it.
Okay. I don't think there was anything down there that is going to be of particularly good use to me at the moment. Right. Let's head back, and then head to Kalec and go sell some things, and then maybe go flirt with like a bartender or something. You know, just live life to the maximum.
Well, you have all those stories to tell her, him, her. So.
You know, the perfect stories to pick somebody up. Okay, very good.
Just think about it. There's a bartender sitting at Kalec pining right now, just thinking like, God, I wish I could meet someone who destroyed a crate. That would be so.
Have you ever met somebody who single-handedly destroyed a crate?
Not many people.
Everyone in this bar just never destroyed a crate.
Hey Ellie, didn't you have that great story? No, I had a crate story.
Oh. Okay. Also,
There's a question from chat. Next idea for new content. There was a little bit of chatter about it before with potentially new economic balance type stuff, making it a little bit harder to make money and a little bit more important to make money.
There are more exciting ways to state it, but we wouldn't want to spoil the
Yeah, it sounds riveting, I can tell. But
should I change my battery before I head back to Kalec?
I think it's fine.
18, it's going down like 1/100 of a kilowatt hour every 20 seconds, 10 seconds. I think it'll be okay.
Okay, we're fine.
I would be careful to not run into that cop, though.
We'll see if I can manage that.
But yeah, maybe to put a slightly finer point on it, Trooper. The next content patch involves putting a little bit more pressure on your bank, which in the world of Ostranauts involves a lot of shady characters and shakedowns and such. So I think it's gonna be a big one, an exciting one.
Chico's advocating for docking with the cop and stealing all the stuff.
Absolutely not. I am not. I am not capable of such things. I don't think.
Not since the last time Charis stole a cop car. She learned a lesson.
Also, I like.
She picked up a couple stories from that one too.
I like that ship was called Character Limit. That's pretty good.
That is good.
I feel like, Michael, did you just like have a few drinks and think, hey, let me just write down whatever's in my brain?
A few.
I look, honestly, I put way more effort than some of the flippant sort of tone of the names would suggest. I had a short list of like several hundred, and I think I probably did like 500 or 600 over the course of quite a while. And I would run them past a whole bunch of friends of mine who had read the culture novels and sort of say, hey, do you guys reckon this is like a worthy name? And then I would rate them all. And only the ones that passed the most stringent of ratings would make it in. So somehow Iron Helps Us Play is in there, but there are a whole bunch of other ones like Character Limit, which I think are quite good.
I like that.
Wait, what are the novels you mentioned?
Oh, the culture novels. They have by Ian Banks. They have a tendency of having all their ships having very like ironic or weird names to kind of counteract the sort of the audacity of having ships called the Reliant or the Valiant or whatever. So they have like a bunch of really fun names. I'll just get the shit list that they have.
I don't know those novels.
They're really good.
I was actually thinking of picking up the Electric Sheep one the other day, but I ended up picking up like a bunch of short stories from like really famous sci-fi people, and I think one of his is in there. But if everyone thinks the Electric Sheep one's very good, I'll pick it up. I think it must be, right? It's very, very famous, isn't it?
Are you thinking of Philip Dick?
Is that him?
The
I thought it was.
do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
That one. Okay, never mind everything that I said.
It is a very famous story, though. You are correct.
We hear some more of the ship names and astronauts. Does anyone have that file handy?
Oh yeah, I've got the file here. Close the door on your way out. Just passing through. Voice in the back of your head. Push me one more time, and I'll really lose it.
Can we get this like in a FM DJ voice though?
What?
Late night
Just
FM
imagine
DJ
you're
voice.
Yeah.
Is he negotiating with a hostage?
Chico is telling me that you can board in the chat. Chico is now saying that you can dock with cops right now and get on their ship.
Technically, yes.
You can get on their ship.
It is a little bit harder because they're usually moving. Some people cheat and some people like legit do it.
Are they on there when you get on there?
Nobody's on them. They're ghost ships, and they continue to fly even if you sit down at the nav station.
Oh, that rules.
So eventually they will have people on them, but we took them out for launch because police were unreliable.
So some of the culture ship names which I really love, like the gunboat diplomat. There's the Superlitter Kiss My Ass. There's the
I like
Prime
We Need to
Mover.
Talk.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
I should read those. I'm reading the Expanse books right now. That usually gets me into the Ostranauts writing, but I'll check out the culture books.
Yeah, I mean, Expanse is definitely closer in tone and atmosphere to Ostranauts, but they're just classics. I reckon the culture stuff. I really like.
Dan, you were thinking about Firefly, Expanse, and what's the other touchstone?
Cowboy Bebop comes up a couple times.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop.
Like the Traveler RPG, the pen and paper RPG. But there's definitely like bits of kind of Blade Runner and Shadowrun in here too, with the sort of hyper-capitalistic society.
But aliens as well. The aliens, obviously.
Can't believe I forgot that. Yeah, definitely. The kind of alien isolation vibe without the alien is something I'd love to capture in some of the places in this game. Kind of the retro futuristic tech and all the corporations basically control everything.
In chat, Fohammer says sarcastic ship names in sci-fi are great. There are some brilliant ones in the Halo books, and I actually love the Halo novelizations, especially the Eric Nyland ones. I've read his other sci-fi books too. Yeah, those are the ship names in Halo have always been just really cool. Like, I mean, they're not sarcastic, but like Pillar of Autumn, you know, like it's just such a badass name.
Why did I pick up this door? I don't want.
I mean, I was wondering at the time, but I wasn't gonna say anything.
I kind of just needed someone to get it out of the way, and I
You know what this really cramped salvage pod needs is another door.
Look, come on. I've been using this as some extra storage space. It's been
Look
good.
at the walk-in closet
how
this place
like
has.
you're in the middle of a state driving or in the middle of the country, and you just look at somebody's front yard, and you're like, why do they have a toilet in the front yard?
Oh, do you think I'm one of those people?
This is yeah. I think
It's a
you're one of
planter.
those.
You should perhaps explain what this place you just docked with is. Does anyone want to take a swing at that?
Hey, yeah.
We're at
get some
K-Leg.
lore over here.
This is an asteroid that kind of orbits elliptically somewhere between Earth and Mars orbits, and it's kind of the real
asteroid.
all of
right? It really does exist.
all of the planets and moons of our solar system are modeled in the game, at least down to a certain degree. And then this was picked as kind of like the solar system's junkyard. Most of the ships go here to die, and they're picked apart for pieces and sold on a resale market by Ayotinawa, which is a Nigerian company that operates off of this asteroid. And K-Leg is kind of the main port of call on this asteroid.
I wouldn't say this person is particularly well groomed by the blood splatter on their face, but
I think it's a birthmark.
I think it's a birthmark, yeah.
Oh, okay. I can only really talk to them about jobs, so I don't think I can.
You're in a rough state.
Me?
Yeah, you're humiliated, and you're feeling greedy, yearning for intimacy and social contact.
I mean, I would like social contact, but I don't know how to tell them about my crates yet, I don't think. I might have to talk about jobs first. Yes, let's change the subject.
So your character in the game isn't doing too well either.
Zing!
Look, after the electric sheep slip up, I never showed my face around.
No.
So humiliated.
Look, it was because of the Solaris update. Let's just not talk about it. You know, I had dicks on my mind. So okay, so
She did it, folks. She went there.
I'm so sorry.
Banned from Twitch.
Dan just removes me from the server. Let's see if I can talk to anybody at the moment. I mean, what are these guys up
Was that
to
last
here?
person a friend of yours or a complete stranger?
A stranger.
Oh, so you might get some traction with a friend.
I think Lewis is trying to flirt with you there.
I think he's flirting with Grace, unfortunately.
Okay. A lot of flirting in the bathroom here.
I know.
Yeah, it's always such a social hub, isn't it?
Someone said this the other day. Someone, I think in the Bugs channel on Discord, was just like, everyone always hangs out in the bathroom, and I kind of wish they didn't. Okay, is this the same person as before? It isn't, but they are my enemy.
Oh, it's your enemy.
Okay, I can still talk to them.
Oh,
about
I remember
jobs.
her from your startup. I think this is one of the managers you pissed off.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, at least they agree with me that something I said about jobs.
Well, they are a masochist, so a humorless masochist.
Let me just
Seems cool.
leave them. Who are
You're
my
both
friends?
humorless though. Maybe you can bond over that.
Maybe.
I hate jokes. I too hate jokes.
You know what's the worst? Jokes.
Still a stranger. We've got another blood on their face. Maybe I should be more concerned about the people that I am getting involved
It's a
with.
rough place, this K-Leg.
Yeah,
Lewis Simmons looks very cool to me.
Okay, I would love to get into the corner with this person here.
You know Idris, I think. I remember that name popping up.
Oh yeah?
I really got to get the Black Book UI working in this game so we can look up whether we know these people.
Cool.
Hey, it's a friend.
It is
That's
a friend. Okay.
But actually, you feel worse.
Oh.
Interesting.
Maybe just more embarrassed about running into each other, you know, surrounded by people covered in blood.
I just love that you're still wearing the Reddit glasses.
Yeah, I know.
Throughout all of
Maybe this is why I'm humiliated, because I just like, I don't look so great today.
It's like you're the only person who showed up thinking it was a costume party. Everyone's just like kind of staring at you.
Dan, why can't I talk to them about my crates?
I think as long as your esteem is like cratered like that, you won't have many social options.
Okay, so...
And I wonder if... So since the friend thing didn't work, your esteem may be so low that trick just isn't going to work. But you could try... This is going to sound weird.
Okay.
Take that uninstalled door
Uh-huh.
and install it someplace.
Oh, okay. Let me just sell some of my stuff to make some room. But you know what?
Because there
Let's
should
do
be like a
door thing.
slight esteem boost for completing a job.
Let me sell you. No, I want to
For
keep the bed.
for anyone kind of new to the game, maybe we should talk a little bit about how we had a poll a little while back, how to improve the game, and the thing that came up was that's an order.
Sorry.
So that's why a lot of this kind of jobs and Esteem stuff is coming in and is in active development and is to improve. And
Yeah.
it's because that's what the players wanted. So
Yeah,
very much an early access game.
We basically did a roadmap disguised as a coming soon features, like vote for the movie you want to see at K-Leg soon, except each movie was a new feature we could work on. And that's an order was kind of code for making your AI a little bit more reliable and useful. But some of the other options on the board were being able to fly to another port, sort of a kind of care package of like new content and items to play with. Medical stuff like injuries and dealing with injuries and sicknesses. What else do we have there? There were 2 or 3 others, but a pretty clear winner was people wanted their crew to be a little bit more reliable. So that was kind of the thrust of the last couple months. On top of, bugs are usually the first priority, and then quality of life fixes. But after those things, we tend to work on new content and features, and that's kind of the priority content and features push right now.
We're gonna use that same format again in the future, do you think? We'll ask the users again what area to focus on next?
Yeah, I think so. We never give people an option we don't think will do. So anything's a valid choice, and it's a nice way to kind of get a temperature reading on the audience to see what they're most excited about, because it gives them something to look forward to and kind of rewards them for being participants in the community. So I think it was really successful the first time, and we'll continue to do that.
I'm just installing my door here alone.
Just improving K-Leg Station. We love it.
I mean, it's not going to really be used for much over here, I don't think.
Extra security door in the
what
in the
put it here?
guard station.
Can I do that? Oh, would it have to be in between 2 things now? Or can I...
So very much like the atmosphere and environment system in this game, which is quite sophisticated in the back end in terms of how the oxygen flows and nitrogen flows, etc. There's a very, very sophisticated sort of like personality social engine that drives a lot of this stuff that's still being tweaked for balance and stuff. But one of the things is you have a very kind of like robust interiority. It's tracking your self-esteem and your autonomy and your privacy and stuff. You can see it all if you hit inventory. So until it's more sophisticated, we have these little tricks to improve your state. So one of the things is just like real life. If you do a good job on something, your self-esteem goes up. So Charis just did a good job installing a door in the middle of K-Leg Station.
Yeah.
Good job, Charis.
I don't think it was enough.
It
doesn't look like enough.
Will caffeine do anything to me? I feel like it should do, because that's what I do in real life.
I was about to say, this sounds like the coping strategies that you're very familiar with.
Oh no.
Whenever I'm feeling down, I go for caffeine.
I do, and it usually works. So I feel a bit stuck. Hey, what if I follow Melissa in here, and if I cut her off from the rest of the group, maybe she will make friends with me.
Oh Lord!
You know what else? You're cornering Melissa. Poor Melissa.
No.
Maybe if I trap her, my self-esteem will improve.
I mean, they are my enemy, but maybe if I threaten them with a job, I don't even really want to employ anybody.
She is Craven, which might mean she's easily scared enough to be intimidated into a job. And I don't know if that would make you feel better, but it might make you feel some achievement. Not that you need that. You appear to be triumphant, so.
Oh, hey. Not bad. Let's see if I can affect myself a little bit more. What do I do this? What if I do this? Okay, I'm not really getting much of a reaction so far. She does look a little bit angry. What does reiterate urgency mean? I guess.
If you click it, you'll get kind of a preview of it. So it'll make your achievement, autonomy, and security go up a little, and theirs will go down.
Okay.
And she'll be forced to reply to that, which might alter you a bit.
Oh.
No. She steps out of your way.
But I seem pretty happy now. So I can probably leave and now go talk to a friend about my crates, right?
Yeah, so all we need to do is take it out on others.
Was Idris my friend? I think Idris
also
was
a coping mechanism. So.
Oh, we all just hanging out in this corner? Yeah, I guess so. Oh no, come back. You're my only friend. Please. They're all walking.
Do you want to take a swig or two of vodka first?
Oh, hey, maybe. Do you think that will do something good, or?
Wraith guy from the chat says, I make friends at parties like this. I assume they're referring to cornering them behind the bar.
Don't admit that online. Right.
Chico, I don't know what that submarine sound was. I assume that was somebody else's machine. It's not in the game, I can tell you that much.
We need to put in dancing into this game, so you know you can just go and work out your feelings on the dance floor.
Oh yeah,
That's
that might be
entirely
The,
too healthy.
These people kind of merge together here. I'm sure they won't mind me breaking it up.
Honestly, I think probably the thing that would improve your social stats, everything except contact, would probably just be. Well, no, I was gonna say if you just go start restoring a ship, it would improve you. But it looks like all your stuff is social. The altruism is social. Esteem would probably improve if you just go work on a ship.
Yeah, it might.
Maybe you can hire your friend here.
Let's give it a go.
The last ditch thing I would try before switching to workaholism is switch off your current schedule from work to free time, which you'll just kind of go and do whatever you feel like doing, and there's a chance that NPCs will just strike up a conversation with you and sort of naturally kind of correct things.
Okay. Right.
You
Okay.
might also
if you sorry, don't do this yet. Oh no, I was gonna say if you're on the subject jobs and you just keep increasing the money and offer your friend a really well-paying job, that could increase your altruism, I think.
Okay.
Is that right?
There's a. I was gonna say maybe there's like an iPhone app you could use to boost your stats or something like you know how you can take out your iPhone and just start browsing whatever. Is there one of those that would increase altruism? Or
altruism and esteem,
no,
no,
altruism. Oh,
unfortunately.
esteem, yeah. Oh, okay.
I believe
You
in
just
Ellie.
browse selfies.
It kind of makes sense, right? Like I think that the only trouble is that could get overused, but we could always add like a chance of it crashing on you, like
Not like in our society.
Just diminishing returns, like
Yeah.
you know, it only works like once every few hours or whatever.
like you gain 3 followers on Rin app, but if you do it too many times, you lose 10 followers.
Ellie's just doing a bit of exercise, I think. Oh, updating.
Oh my
to-do
god,
list.
this corner of the bathroom just keeps getting worse and worse.
They're all kind of, you know, very attached
They've
to
heard
each
it's the
other.
place to be.
It's like a truck stop on I-95.
It's so funny how these things walk this line between like this kind of seems strange, and then you think about it for a second, you're like, actually, it could be very plausible.
This is just a part of the world we don't see very often.
Yeah. What others have not the courage to model.
Ellie's really doing some self-care right now. It's quite nice.
Hey, good for her.
She's
Oh yeah,
She's
she's
killing
writing a
it,
letter. She's
so-
writing a letter to home. And
She's
as
sobering
Michael recommended, she's looking at her PDA on the social networks.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give her a few more minutes of being
Me
happy,
time.
and then we'll force her back into some social situations. Kind of like pushing her in at the deep end.
Can you just speed up time? Will that make it go faster?
I can do, yeah. I thought it was kind of interesting just to see what she got up to.
Yeah, I
looking
feel
for
like
coffee.
if you talk to your buddy and offer them a really good job with a lot of money, it might improve your social stats a bit.
Oh, somebody's suggestively wiggling their eyebrows at you,
Oh, hey.
and you change the subject.
Oh, God, that was really fast. Okay, let's go back to normal speed. Let's get back to work. Okay, what time is it now? Oh, no, we're not going to sleep.
It is 2:10 to 3 in the afternoon of space.
The afternoon of space. Why does it keep going blue? Am I doing something wrong here? Ah, there we go. I see what I've
It's
done.
the 3-way toggle.
I see. Okay. Right. Where is Idris? I'm imagining that they're like Idris.
Hiding from you?
No, I wasn't going to say that, Dan, but thank you for your belief in me. There you go.
He's where the action is.
Okay, they're feeling pretty fragile. Look at me, though. I'm still humiliated, but other than that, we're doing okay, I think, right? That's not that
You're like 7 out of 10 awesome and 3 out of 10 terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I think the altruism can go. You can feel better here, I think, by offering a good job. I know that if you offer a bad job, altruism goes down. So I assume maybe the opposite's true, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
You might get a little bit of free banter out of a job too, so.
If I hire them, they have to talk to me.
Look, it's the only
That's
way
how
I'm
we
getting a
work
good
out, right?
friend right now.
That's how I get all my friends.
25 salary. Increased death pay. And then, what if I just go for it? Or do I, yeah, I just press basic job
Hit
offer.
the button, pull the trigger.
Oh, I'm
Let's
really
do it.
nervous.
See what
Come
happens.
on.
Come on, Idris.
Oh,
Nobody respects him.
They have the same problem.
Oh,
okay.
but he's chit-chatting with you.
I suppose so. Oh, so my actions are currently back off. It's not.
You're in such a bad place that you're just going to yell at him and make him feel worse.
So I don't have the choice not to. Okay. Oh no, my one friend.
I wonder how much is because we did all that hacking and character creation to get all the money, but a character that wasn't very rounded. Is that kind of what's going on here, or is something different?
I have more actions.
I would say yes, except she cleared her memory and kind of rebuilt her personality after that. So, but the hacker tends to get the shy trait, which would have made it hard to talk to people, but she got rid of that trait and gave herself charismatic, liar, glutton, stubborn, humble, and humorless, and trusting.
Sharing a little superstition together. That's nice.
They're still
look
not
at that.
very happy though. What if I just offer them a ridiculous amount? Will they come on board with me? I've got a bit of money to burn. I just want to see what happens.
If I get quiet, it looks like my internet's going up and down a couple times here.
We lost
Okay.
him. Oh no.
Well, we've gone back to where we were, and I think we're going to probably leave social interactions because it seems like it's not my character's strongest point. So maybe we could build out our ship a little bit.
Yeah, she's a good engineer, good hacker. Maybe not so great a friend.
This is kind of like you know, if you took like a actual character from TV and then you put them in the real world, and it's like, you know, on TV they're like, you know, a brilliant hacker but kind of cold, but they still have friends because it's a TV show and you've got to have other actors talking to them.
Yeah.
In real life, it's just like, they don't really care for them.
Yeah, nobody
Don't-
thinks
don't-
about how bad the Mr. Robot guy main character would be as an actual friend, you know?
Are you saying that I'm House? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, your house.
Well, as
So
long as
this
you find your
is-
Wilson, it's fine.
This is new, right?
I don't think this patch has the new stuff
Oh,
you're
does it not
referring
have
to.
the new things? Okay.
You do still have to pay these, though.
Yeah. Okay, fine, Dan. I'll pay it. But imagine if my character could hack that. That would be pretty cool. Right?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, that would rule.
Let's get all locked up in here.
You have one more airlock on the outside of your ship there.
Hello, friend. Oh, hey, how's it going? I just hacked into the NSA again. Cool. So you wanna get a drink? I don't drink. I don't do anything except hack into the NSA. Okay.
Well, it's good
Lucky
catching up
job.
with you.
I'm about to build the biggest spaceship in the world. Okay. Can I come? No. All right.
Good talk.
Do I need to replace my battery now before I set off again?
What's it at right now?
Click the power viz button and let's see how the ship looks over there on the PDA. So that green bar.
If you hover the mouse over the, oh, you can see that. Yeah. Okay. Because it was at like 10 kilowatt hours when you set off from the last derelict. So if it's pretty close to, oh no, it's 15. Maybe it was closer to 22.
Is that
I think you'll be fine.
You think we'll be fine? Okay.
It went down about 25%, I think. So maybe 30.
Okay, let's head off, I guess.
Besides, we need some action.
You want some action? Do you want me to board a police ship?
Hurtle through space with the lights off in your ship, reinstalling a battery.
What if we just drive to the next one, but we do it backwards?
Oh, now that is insane.
Dan's like, I've seen your docking skills, and you should not do that.
Hell, you wrong, you mad woman.
Deja vu. I've just been in this place before. High on the street.
Okay, I'm gonna go for this one, I think, because it seems like it's not super duper close with things, which will probably be a good thing. But yeah, thank you. Let's head on out.
Keep switching the
360 rotating docking, I just saw on my screen. Oh boy. Do you want to see some tricks?
The sun and,
do you want to see me do like some swirls? I can do that. I'm getting overly confident now. Survived too long.
No one was meant to live this long in space.
Can you go backwards? I kind of want to give it a go now.
I mean, you're kind of floating backwards now. I guess backwards is always relative in space, right? I mean, backwards compared to what?
Well, I want to go to this over here. So if I...
Yeah, you can go backwards to that.
Okay, let's... This is such a silly idea. I'm very sorry. If anyone has any better ones, please let us know. How are the chats doing? Are there any good questions going on?
Well, Chico just wants you to 360 rotate while docking, which seems like a Tony Hawk maneuver.
He says paying for docking on the way out is the hardest part. And Daniel says maybe you can intimidate someone since you're not very likable.
I don't know if I got the intimidation option, did I? I think
I don't know how intimidating you are.
Oh.
Wraith guy
this is
doesn't
what
have
happens
the
when you,
glasses.
this is what happens when you focus purely on money. You end up with a character who is rich and just kind of a dick.
Okay.
I have a feeling what's happened is the esteem stat has tanked so far that nothing will move the needle. One or two people have reported a bug like that with esteem especially, or I think it was intimacy. But it's almost like there's no coming back from it. And it almost seems like that's what's happening.
It's just too close to real life. I don't like it.
You can't say that. Come on.
You're doing the
I'm
360
fine.
dog.
I am, but I'm not meaning to. I just forgot which button I pressed.
Oh, look at this.
Which button do I have to press?
There's an
to
easy
pause
fix
it?
for the esteem. All you do is just, and it works in real life as well, is you just save the game and then you just go edit the save file in a hex editor. And you can change it to whatever you want.
Hex
For some
editing doesn't
reason, I'm
usually
not
raise
able
my
to.
esteem, but I've yet to really try it like that.
Can you drink in this game? You can drink in this game.
Why isn't it letting me stop now. Okay, I think I've gone. Oh dear, this is not
Twirling,
good.
twirling towards.
I know, but I don't want to do that. It's kind of not pausing me when I press the opposite button. This
No, you're
may
going
be
faster. You gotta press the other button.
I can't press the other button. It won't let me press the other button.
Here, pause it.
I can't. Okay. Give me a.
I think you're gonna run into this.
Oh
When
wait,
docking
you've got
goes wrong.
your nav mode is set to map controls instead of RCS maneuvers?
Yeah.
Oh no,
that's
I
what's
just did
going
that
on.
intentionally. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry.
This is all part of the same story, and it's like this. It began with a crate.
I just wanted to
it
tell my
ended
crate
with-
story.
Well, narrow miss at least in your favor.
For some reason, I can't pause when I do the Q and
So
U
if you-
buttons. It's not letting me.
If you
pause.
hold the Q key, what happens?
Nothing. Nothing happens.
Yeah, because it should either speed you up more or slow you down.
Okay, there we go. Right. Forget about what I said about going backwards. But I hope that was entertaining enough. In some.
Well,
sort of
you-
way.
Yeah, everybody,
Chico's-
that was for your benefit, audience. We just wanted to show you how to get out of a flat spin.
Some somersaults.
So Daniel in chat asks, will RCS thruster placement affect how fast you accelerate in a given direction? It's a great question for Dan, from Daniel in chat.
It
unless
does
that is
not.
Dan.
It doesn't affect placement position on the ship. Doesn't affect maneuvering speed or like rotational acceleration. I don't know if it will or not, but it doesn't yet. What does matter is the number of thrusters you can have active at once and the mass of your ship. So you could, in theory, put all of your thrusters on one side of your ship and still fly pretty normally. Someday it might be fun to play with something more realistic, but I think we'll have to decide where realism is important versus where it might frustrate some of the players.
There's a sim. Part of the sim in Cataclysm for building vehicles is that they have like some algorithm that like iterates over the ship and of the vehicle and checks where tires are and like what kind of drag it has because of like what the front of the vehicle is like, how aerodynamic it is. And you could probably do a similar
Wow.
thing where like you go over the vehicle, or you go over the ship and you check like, are our thrusters along like an axis where like force is being distributed throughout the ship properly, so it's not like, you know, all of the thrusters are like focused on the weakest part, making the ship crack when it accelerates or something like that.
Yeah. No, I think you could for sure like run the calculations on the ship to find out where each thruster's torque is going to be applied, and yeah, if you wanted to go even further in depth, get down to like the structural integrity levels and just have it weaken over time, which would all be really cool, but also I worry that if it's too finicky to fly and feel competent, will people just bounce off the game harder?
Yeah.
And it's a tough question to answer. I don't know yet.
Charis, your remass is quite low. Well, now it just hit
It's
zero.
a little bit low.
Yeah.
But it's all gonna be okay.
I think luckily you literally just shot yourself. So this is your last chance at docking, it seems like, basically,
Don't
because
say it like that.
because your remass is now you have no fuel. So
Yeah, I can't.
Well, that's not true. You do have an oxygen canister on this
that's
ship.
true. You could
this is gonna be too quick.
Wait, you can't even adjust yourself coming into dock, can you? Without remass?
No.
You're coming in hot, and
No, no. That
Oh.
wasn't good.
Yeah.
That really wasn't good.
low pressure alert, FYI.
I think you
thanks.
ran into.
Oh dear.
I think you ran into something.
Okay.
Oh, put the helmet on.
I'm good
That's
now.
a hole in the bottom of the ship there.
I didn't do so good here, did I? Okay.
Good thing we brought them patches.
but
Space is
don't?
unforgiving at the best of times.
Can we get ourselves back out of this again?
I think that's an interesting question.
I would like the answer.
Well, I think what you were doing
Love
is
the
good. Look for those
expression.
holes, and
The
there's at least a
expression
couple
at the bottom
others.
left there
Got
with
another
your
one over
glasses
here, don't
falling
we?
off.
Oh no.
Charis, do you feel like you've graduated from Spacer School? Because I think we're about to give you the degree.
Oh really?
You've completed several hours in space, and that's all it takes to get to get your Spacer's license.
We should maybe just have like print off ones for people on the website.
Oh, I like that.
Daniel wants to know if you have insurance or a license.
That's what
I
this was.
mean-
This is all an extended insurance scheme.
I mean, Ellie's gonna.
Oh, geez, I was going to reject your application.
Smarter NPCs in chat says, "I love this. Thanks for showing a crash." And yes, this is all intended.
Good planning.
Wraith Guy 101 or 01 says, "This sounds like a fire extinguisher used as propulsion in EVA type situations." so that's a good idea. You could just use a fire extinguisher from the back of your ship and just kind of blast your way.
Actually, that was one of the things I think we proposed. So one of the other feature votes that was up for voting was microgravity, which not only is like stuff floating around in the cabin and having to secure it so you don't hurt yourself, but being able to float over a hole. And if you're floating around, you're going to need a way to not get stranded. And yeah, I think like having a propulsion canister or even in a pinch using a fire extinguisher, perfectly valid.
It's basically what an RTS thruster is.
I thought I'd just give Ellie a good send off. I've got some vodka. We're gonna open the airlocks, and we're just gonna
go out with a big bottle of vodka and some Trencher's Kung Pao, sitting in
Open
an
the
airless
airlock, look at the
vacuum.
stars, take your
know,
last swig.
yeah, look at the stars as much as you possibly can before blacking out.
Define dancing. Do, 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 do.
Okay. What time are we sitting at currently? Do we do another game, or do we do like the shipbuilder, or what?
We're about an hour 20,
Okay.
so we could call it. We could. I don't think you would spend another hour or anything like that, but if you want to do a little bit more, you could.
Yeah. Let's let me exit. Sorry, Ellie. I didn't do so well. I didn't do proud.
What do you think? What do you think deserves some more attention? Like we could, if you wanted to do social stuff, we could make a character a little bit more geared towards social stuff, and then go straight to K-Leg to do that.
Ooh, I'd like that. That would be cool.
You want to try that?
Yeah, I mean, if the chat's got any suggestions, that would be cool as well. Let's see what we can do.
Just looking at the chat for. There's a question in chat. Are we going to get Titan shipbuilder ships in K-Leg? So I think Titan ships will appear in the game later, and like you might encounter a Titan ship at K-Leg, but those are manufactured pretty far away. So, and they're also generally considered to be military ships under the colony of New Virginia. So I don't know how many of them are going to basically make their way into general circulation, because probably the US government will be pretty protective of them, but there might be some exceptions.
I'm going for a character that looks a bit more fun. Also, I've gone for a blood splatter just because maybe we could fit
It's
in
in
a little bit
fashion.
more. Yeah, it seems to be. Yes, good. Does the chat have any names for this character? That would be cool.
Oh, throw a name out.
Any name? First one goes.
Chico's typing.
Oh, yeah.
Chico and Daniel are typing. It's a race.
Sorry. It's you.
Chico,
It's
stop
totally
typing.
different, Dan.
Corey's typing.
Corey.
That's because my push to talk is a tilde.
We got a vote for Ichabod Crane.
Ichabod.
A vote for Names Are Hard.
Is that how you spell Ichabod?
think so. That's the way it was
Ichabod's a sweet
suggested.
name.
Okay. Isn't Ichabod Crane? Isn't that from? That's from like Grim Tales or something, isn't it?
It's Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, Sleepy
Yeah.
Hollow.
I remember it.
The
from,
only Ichabod I've ever heard of. Never heard of another Ichabod.
Well, that genetic line was cut off at the head.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Career-wise, maybe we don't do hacking this time. No, thank you.
So what's the path here? We're trying to make friends.
Yeah. So I guess we just be as nice as possible.
We're rolling a social character. Forcing the lock and mislabeling a crate will earn you friends.
Ah.
Actually, I think Hack the Lock does too, but...
We're staying away from hacking as much as possible.
Sophia Bedford is a shipbreaker that you have befriended in that event.
Hey, nice. Let's get them drunk. That seems... Actually, no. Maybe we seduce them. Ooh.
Ex-lover, Nicholas Parks. Manager.
Okay, I'm gonna snitch. Oh, new friend. Hey, we're doing so much better already. And you know what? I feel like we've got a decent amount of money. Let's take that ship. Okay. And then, what should I be choosing here then?
Wow, you are a very negative personality.
Thanks.
Well, it's not terribly negative. I was going to say, glutton is not going to affect you in social much. So some really good kind of social skills, at least in terms of things the game will let you do. Comedian.
I think
gregarious.
leader's pretty good. I think
Leader's
leader
a good one.
Gives you some
Yeah.
option.
Where's leader? Okay, we've got leader down. Where is comedian? Oh, why can't I see it?
Third from the
Right
bottom,
above.
middle row,
Oh, there
or
you go.
middle column.
I'm going to take away Insomniac. Optimist?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Your last character could have used that personality trait.
Okay, hopefully slow metabolism. Why? Okay.
That comes because you grew up in microgravity and have a slow metabolism.
Oh.
But yeah, you could get rid of that and exchange it for... Another good one is usually observant or genius, because you kind of have an answer for everything.
Oh, genius. Oh, I'll go back and get that one. Right. Fire extinguisher. We're not really going to need any hole patches because we're going to be doing some social stuff, but I'll take some just in case. Get some vodka. That'll always make you some friends. Should just be able to
Tools of the trade. Tools of the trade.
Tools of the trade. Should be able to just offer people shots on K-Leg. Be like, hey.
Oh yeah, buying a round of drinks would be a sweet
that would be good.
option.
Instant friends.
Okay.
Daniel asks in chat, will there be some sort of space industry you could be doing on your ship, like space bar, making space cigars, some sort of production as you travel from point to point, or is this primarily going to be in the vein of Firefly and be mostly traveling to and from gigs?
Great question.
So definitely the Firefly thing, like wheeling and dealing, kind of making ends meet, going from place to place, as I feel like that's kind of the bread and butter that we'll be going for. But I don't think it's out of the question that there might be things you do in a slightly more industrious way. So I think the tone that I'm hoping to strike with the game is one where, like, if you play by the rules and just try and, you know, have a legal job and work for somebody else, you're just going to lose. The game does not support that as a route to success. It just gets you further and further in debt or under somebody's thumb. So
You can still play it that way, right?
yeah, it'll just be basically the game has got the upper hand because it's rigged against you if you follow the rules. But sort of skirting the rules or gray market stuff, that's where you kind of get ahead and also in trouble. And that's kind of what keeps things moving. And there's nothing saying that, making a product or, operating a social space wouldn't fit that kind of a model. But I think the way we'll roll it out is we'll do like a shipbreaker on K-Leg as the first starting story. And then once there's enough to do as that type of a person, we'll probably look at what career comes next. And, some of the ones that you see in the career kiosk are kind of like front runners there, whether it's like a criminal or, bartender was in there. But yeah, just looking at whatever career type options or activities would make the next most interesting thing to kind of try out, and then basically keep adding careers and origin stories as time allows.
Yeah, I mean, even as the game starts, it's a little microcosm of that, right? Because you're the shipbreaker as a part of IoT Miwa. You have a job, you have a wage, and then you kind of make the decision to go out on your own and kind of be a bit of an entrepreneur and go out and get your own ship and all that.
Yeah.
So you can actually get ahead. It's really a game about entrepreneurship more than anything. We should all quit. We should all quit BBG. Make our own damn games.
With blackjack.
I really love the idea of running a bar from your ship. Like, you've got the world's most expensive pop-up bar.
Michael, I made a floating bar.
I was gonna say Corey's on it.
That's the first thing I did. I was like, there's got to be a ship that's just like a speakeasy. Wouldn't it be sweet to be running like a roadhouse, but just like flying around space?
That thread has come up enough that I think you're onto something there, Corey.
I think
we should set up a still so you can make moonshine or something.
Space moonshine.
Oh man, those aliens out there on Europa, can you imagine distilling those bad boys?
Vodka distilled through the finest squishy animals from Europa.
Okay.
You might need to explain that one for the chat there. I'm not sure they've heard about those aliens.
Oh, well, there is a wiki entry on the Blue Bottle Games website if you want to go super in depth on it. But we have an underwater colony on Europa, the moon, and life was found there. Whether or not it's sentient is kind of left to be discovered, but there's definitely Lusca and a couple other sort of alien organisms that were found there. And some say that
they're like jellyfish that kind of like form deep down in the kind of like volcanic waters beneath like hundreds of miles of ice on Europa, which is a moon of I guess Jupiter, I think.
Jupiter. Yeah. So it's its own kind of world over there, its own ecosystem, and there's room for some interesting kind of plotlets there.
Because I think they're smuggled, right? I think there's like smuggling of these.
There's a blockade there. So ever since the sort of miners' strike in Jovian space, Jupiter's moons and belts, the Europa didn't really take sides either for or against the free miners, and the free miners got upset, so they tried to set up a blockade. And so there's a little bit of a smuggling trade at Europa.
Can you imagine like smuggling just an alien jellyfish in this game across systems? That'd be so cool.
That would be very cool.
Got to keep it alive.
Yeah, just like how do you feed it? It's an alien.
The cops come.
Straws, who's going to go in there and feed it?
So
is jellyfish an alien? No, it's a terrestrial jellyfish. Honest.
Just a regular old jellyfish, officer. I swear.
But once again, we should just kind of remind people too that we're in early access. So if this is the kind of content that you want us to add, we can add it in sooner, or we can add it in later, or if there's other kind of stuff you want to see in the game too. A lot of the stuff is, the order we do it in is all up for grabs.
Yeah, definitely a lot driven by just immediate feedback after a patch. People are enjoying certain things or frustrated with certain other things, and frequently those things get attended to almost right away. So a lot of room for back and forth. Hey, conversation.
I know.
All
With a
right.
stranger, I tried talking to, basically what's kind of going on here is we've got like 6 people all in one corner, which is a bit tricky to approach them. I tried talking to the ex-lover. He wasn't really that fussed. But this stranger seems interested in us, which is quite good. Let's give that a go.
It's always a good opener.
Oh.
I like to think that because it's comedian, you follow it up with like, what's up, chicken butt, or like, what's up, the ceiling, like any of these classic comedian follow-ups to what's up.
Have you checked your up dog lately?
That's right. I wanted to put the Fallout comedian in this game, so like you would come by the bar sometime and there would be like an open mic night. I spent honestly probably far too long trying to come up with a stand-up routine that would work for 2079, and I have burned the results, but I'll admit to trying.
We gotta find him.
Have you considered crates? Just
Okay.
What's the deal?
What's up with crates, man?
Crates, yeah. And like the entire room full of miners is just like, yeah, crates, we know crates. This is my kind of material.
Real blue collar stuff. The crate Type 5 really works on the road.
A lot of mileage out of the crate joke.
The
Daniel's asking in chat, so what does the hammer and 3-4 bars mean in the UI? So it's one of the badges, basically. If you have anyone on your crew, they'll have a badge next to you, and it's a 2-piece badge. The top part of the badge is the current shift they're on. The hammer means work, and there's another one for sleep and another one for free time. And then the bars are your rank. So captain gets 4 bars. 4 bars? Yeah, 4 bars. And then usually everybody else will get 1.
Is a deep breath and nodding a good sign? Ooh, they told a dark joke back. Hey, I think we're onto something here.
Your acquaintances now.
Look at how green my stats are. This is incredible. Okay, we're gonna...
Fohammer is talking about whether it's possible, or maybe encouraging it to be possible, that you can set up a pyramid scheme with your ships and indoctrinate people and have them kind of like flying stuff around and selling your products for you and such.
That's an interesting question. I wonder. I like the idea of kind of setting up. Actually, I like the idea of setting it up and then just kind of like letting them hang, taking the money and running, and then having them come after you. But trying to manage the pyramid scheme would also be an interesting endeavor.
This is going way back then. Do you remember like way years ago? I pitched that like one of the factions in the game would be this like system-wide kind of pyramid scheme based on like multiple.
It does ring a bell.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to do with them except that I had been like just deep diving on that stuff at the time, and I thought it was like.
Were they vaguely religious in nature?
Yeah. It was like because I've found this like pyramid scheme, which an MLM, which is basically like a quasi-religious sort of. It's kind of like Scientology, but an MLM, right? Where like all of their tenets have this, it's called access consciousness, and all they do is like try to like visualize earning money and sort of adopting these mantras and paying money to go to these retreats. Anyway, yeah, I thought it would be a perfect fit. I love.
That's a great idea. Sounds a little bit like the Nexium cult stuff, but I guess.
What's the Nexium cult stuff? I haven't heard of that.
Oh, they made a HBO documentary about it recently, but it's sort of like a MLM / self-betterment cult thing that kind of like slowly transformed into like a kind of like a sex power cult thing.
Oh, you know, I've heard about this. This is Allison Mack. Yeah, okay, no, yeah, this is
like
absolutely the same thing, except just under the radar.
yeah.
Yikes.
You're killing it over there, Charis, with that
I know.
chit chat.
It's going pretty
They see
well.
you as a friend already.
It's actually really
Do
nice
they?
to see that your character creator has such an impact.
It really does, yeah.
Yeah, in game in terms of like what you're capable of socially and such.
I think the one thing that's a little bit tricky is this person seems like a little bit of a downer, as in they really do not like their
Well, the one
existence.
thing you know about them is that they're oblivious, which means they don't pick up on a lot of social cues,
Oh.
and they'll just kind of answer in a way that doesn't really consider how other people will interpret it.
And is
I mean,
that-
you don't need them as a shipmate if you. I mean, you can go talk to somebody else, I guess.
Well, I didn't want them as a shipmate, but I did want to see if we can have like love blossom. But maybe I should go and make them.
You
a bit
can change her.
jealous.
It's one of these situations.
I'm gonna go make them a little bit jealous by go talking to somebody else, maybe. That would be interesting if we could actually have that in the game, though. If you
We
know-
actually did at one point.
Oh really?
For the PAX demo, it was a bit hard coded, so it was kind of like scripted to do that, but it was meant to kind of prototype what we wanted to happen eventually, which is if an ex-lover sees you talking to their if an ex-lover sees you talking to their ex-lover, and basically just hitting it off, they come over and they accuse you of trying to hire their ex-lover just to get in bed with them. And then this whole conversation falls out of that. And if you play your cards right, they leave you alone. But if you play them wrong, they go and start trashing your ship. So that is exactly the kind of thing we want the NPCs to do eventually. But we have to kind of put these little behaviors in there so as like building blocks for them to use at appropriate times. So hopefully that'll come too.
Maybe I put all my eggs in one basket. Maybe my character's a little bit of a player because I saw Jessica's yearning. So maybe they've asked if you want to get a drink.
This is it. Love is blossoming.
This is it. That was far quicker. Maybe I shouldn't be. So what does lead the way mean?
It's like accept, like yeah, let's do
Let's
it.
do it. Now here's the
got
thing though.
that from there
Jessica
as
is she's skilled in persuasion and observant. So are you playing into her hands or is she playing into yours?
Scamming you. She could be getting you into her MLM.
I think that could be the case because we only have spoken for about 10 seconds.
But you know what? Affection is affection, and you take it.
And also,
Romance
they
may be
haven't
imminent.
lamented their pointless existence to me, so that's a positive. Let's
Try not to lead with that on a date.
Yeah, we really hit it off. They didn't lament their pointless existence to me once.
It seems like they got some stuff going on. They wanted to get a drink.
Mars Doodles asks, could we buy or sell crew members from employee agencies / slaver? I can almost guarantee there will be no slaver in the game. In terms of maybe like temp hiring, I could maybe see that, like a temp agency or something. But I actually think this type of like social management to get crew members is a pretty key part of the loop.
Yeah, I think there's room for a captain crew relationship that is not, what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, that's coerced or something.
Yeah, like, so I mean, intimidation is a pretty tried and true captain motif, and probably some others.
Right?
Like what?
Yeah. Blackmail?
Yeah, for sure. Blackmail or some version of blackmail. I think it's actually pretty easy to coerce people in a hyper dystopian environment like this, such that you wouldn't need something.
You are holding some strings for them for sure.
Yeah, I don't think you need a something as blunt as like a slaver or something, but they some like economic equivalent of that for sure.
Ooh.
I
okay, that didn't
I heard a
work so
pitter
well.
patter outside my door, so my time may be running short soon.
That's probably good because I consider Jessica a friend, and Jessica's told me to back off. So I'm just gonna slowly.
Too fast, too
away.
fast.
I know. Oh. They seem like a very hot and cold person. Oh, and I don't feel respected by others, and now she's laughed at me. That wasn't very nice.
It's just how the way it goes in the game of social.
Well,
ups and
it was
downs.
a surprised burst of laughter, which it might sting a little, but it's not as bad as the callous laughter.
Good point. Good point.
Oh wait, that was you letting out your laughter. Oh, wait, no, your archipod. Yeah. Okay, so she was laughing at your backing away from her
Yeah.
slowly. I see.
She was like, ha ha ha.
Good bit. Good bit.
Yeah,
Good bit.
good bit of physical comedy we had there.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I guess that's kind of it for today. Hopefully that was all right. I think by the time we get to the
think it was
next
wonderful.
stream, we'll I think it'll either be maybe Chris or Michael playing, and also we should have a new update out by then, which should have some more...
Yeah, maybe Dan could speak to that, but it seems like we're on pace to have a pretty sweet
Yeah.
update by then.
I think there'll be something to play with on the stream, if not already in the players' hands by then. I definitely have some things to kind of make a little bit less flaky before anyone would enjoy playing with it. But there's some stuff that I think will be fun, and yeah, like we'll probably show off some of that. But in the meantime, if anybody wishes they could see more of something too, we're open to that as well.
Okay, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm excited
Cool.
for this next patch.
All right.
Thanks for playing, Charis. That was awesome.
Yeah, good driving.
Well done.
Good-
Thank you.
Good
Thanks,
socializing.
Good socializing.
That crash there in the middle.
It was nice to see a crash.
Yes.
I love
We
that
had-
story about the crate. That was awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, I will
I'll
remember.
never
That
forget the
crazy
crazy story.
Well, thanks,
Karis will
everyone.
never forget that story. We'll make sure of it.
Fohammer says fun stream. Smarter NPC says thanks for the stream, and thanks you guys for tuning in. It's super fun to interact with the chat.
Yeah, I had a blast with you guys, and we'll talk to everyone soon.
All right, see you guys later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.